You might be surprised to know that the fastest growing disease in the world is not some infectious disease like Ebola or measles. These are the types of things that you hear about on the news. In junior college and even in your kids' elementary and high school, they're learning about coral biology for the oceans and they're dissecting frogs. But how does that have any practical application in your family's daily life when it comes to your own health? Those are the things that really frustrated me when I first learned about nutrition, and it makes sense when you look at the overall problems that we're dealing with in our society with health and finances, because the average person is spending the majority of their income, the last remaining years of their life, trying to stay alive through conventional methods that truly aren't making them healthy. Healthcare in this country really isn't healthcare. It's actually sick care. We are programmed to think about health as, I have an emergency disaster situation in my life. You know, I have a heart attack, or I go to the doctor and I get diagnosed with cancer. It's not that I didn't have cancer yesterday and all of a sudden now I have it today because I swallowed some poison pill. Cancer has been building up in my body and it's come to a point where I'm feeling the effects of it and I've gone and I've got a diagnosis. Overall, that's not the fault of your doctor. That's not even necessarily some individual's fault. That's because we have a system where you go to the doctor once you have an emergency, once you have a disease. When you do find information about how the body works and how the immune system works, that information is nearly always devoid of what building blocks and what nutrients that you need to actually empower your body to be able to do those miraculous things. Look at the billions of dollars that have been spent to find a cure for cancer. That has all gone into finding some magical cure in the pharmaceutical world that simply doesn't exist, because cancer isn't a disease. I'm not going to sneeze on you and give you cancer. I can't even give you my blood and you can get cancer. Cancer is a diet, lifestyle related chronic disease, and it's absolutely plaguing our societies. Everybody has someone in their family who's dying of cancer, and most people are going and getting these conventional treatments without even thinking about or finding other information, and a lot of them are not getting answers, or if they do get rid of the cancer, they get it back in a few years in some other form or in a recurring form because they've completely destroyed their entire immune system, which is your body's first line of defense to kill cancer in the first place. Even mainstream experts say that cancer is largely preventable, 2/3 of cancer. Now, once you understand all of this and we're trying to boil it down, you also have to know that we're not going to see change on the front of health in our society. We're not going to have a truly health-oriented society that's pursuing proactive solutions unless from a grassroots level people begin to be educated. You never see positive change in society until the individuals all the way down to the grassroots level are educated on how to make informed decisions, and then that works itself up. It's not going to start with the president or someone in the government saying that we need to learn something, because the unfortunate truth is the majority of our elected officials, everyone knows this, are influenced by powerful corporations that, as I said earlier, stand to gain billions and billions of dollars on either your ignorance or you being addicted to products that actually aren't making you better. They continue to promote these negative trends. The number one health need that people have by and large is nutritional needs, because we have major deficiencies in today's modern society of processed foods and of nutritionally depleted soils. And overall, we live in a very hostile environment to the human body because there's so many different diseases, both infectious and chronic diseases, that are plaguing our society these days. And on top of that, we deal with a very stressful environment. There's a lot of toxic chemicals in our environment that people haven't dealt with for thousands of years. And when you take a culture that has completely removed the basic whole food nutrients that allowed civilizations to thrive, these are the nutrients that were put there for us since the beginning, that we learned to survive off of and that our bodies adapted to thrive off of. When we remove those nutrients and we replace them with things that are quick and that are easy and that are completely devoid of nutrition, it's no wonder that we have the epidemics that we do today. When I was in high school, only 8 years ago, nutrition wasn't even talked about. Organic didn't even really exist, and people had no idea what GMOs are. That's not to say that they do now, but it's just to say that there's an awareness rising in our country because people are sick of being sick and tired. We have to come together as a society and start making proactive changes. This is something that you cannot do alone. It's something that your children can't do alone. We hope that you'll come and take these things into consideration and join us.